Let me read you something that our president, Donald John Trump, put up just before 9 a.m. Friday morning. By the way, this is all in caps. To the many investors coming into the United States and investing massive amounts of money, my policies will never change. This is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before. Let me just give you a few other things that have happened in the last couple of hours. The stock market across all three major indexes dropped more yesterday, Thursday, than at any day since 2020, which was during the COVID pandemic. The recession risk, JP Morgan, might have heard of them, kind of a big financial institution, they raised the recession risk to 60% by the end of 2025. 60%. China, kind of a big country, announced today that they are putting a 34% tariff on all U.S. goods coming into China, which is what's commonly known as a trade war. And yet, Donald Trump wants you to know, in all caps, my policies will never change. Look, folks, I'm a little bit of a broken record on this, but let me put aside the sort of purely economic debate about can tariffs work. I always point out to people, I'm not an economist. The data suggests that tariffs don't work, that most major economists suggest that tariffs don't work, that they start trade wars, and trade wars is something no one wins in. But let's just put that aside, because that's a debate for people who have an expertise that I don't have. Here's what my expertise is in: politics. And I just cannot emphasize this enough, and I'm going to keep doing it. This is a colossal self-inflicted wound that Donald Trump seems willing to continue to make. He is injecting uncertainty. He is almost into the economy, the stock market, and average person. He is almost certainly going to have a situation where prices on everyday goods that regular people buy are going to go up because of these tariff policies. It is inexplicable to me that a president who got elected in large part because he promised to bring prices of everyday goods down is doing something that will almost assuredly bring the prices of everyday goods up in the near term. And the people do not want this. People are not clamoring for tariffs. People aren't like, yeah, we got to do this. Yes, there are some people who want the manufacturing sector to come back. We can debate whether tariffs will make that happen. But this is not a broadly held belief in the Republican Party, in the Democratic Party, in any party, or with any regular person that this needs to be done. He is doing this in the face of data after data after data, both recent data, like the stock market tumble, and long-term data that suggests this will not work politically. This will screw his party, at least in the near term. Screw is a technical term. At least in the near term, it will screw his party politically. You see Republican senators basically saying like, I guess we have to trust him, or this isn't my policy, or, we'll see where he's going. That's about as close as you'll get to Republicans running away from Donald Trump or giving him a vote of no confidence. And yet he comes out just before the stock market in the U.S. opens on Friday after a disastrous day in the stock market on Thursday and says, my policies will never change. Now, the best possible reading of this for Donald Trump is he is just trying to assert a very firm negotiating stance. He is trying to say, I'm not going to blink, and that means everybody else in the world has to blink and come to me and make deals. Maybe. But I'll say to you, China isn't making a deal. 34% tariffs announced today. So that's a gigantic trading partner of the U.S. not making a deal, at least not currently. How long is Donald Trump willing to walk this plank? Because politically speaking, he is walking a plank. It makes no sense. It is disastrous politically for his party. How long is he willing to walk the plank? And is there anyone in the Republican Party who is willing to tell him, hey man, this branch is being sawed off behind you, to borrow another metaphor. You gotta walk it back. I don't know. There's been so little resistance to Donald Trump's policies in the last, 10 years from within the Republican Party that I'm not sure there's someone who's going to stand up and say no that he's going to listen to. Is there a block of people that are going to stand up? I've seen no evidence of it. I mean, I guess it could happen out of nowhere. They haven't done it yet. But I am telling you, I'm focusing on this so much because I am telling you it makes no sense politically. It is dumb and misguided politically. No one would advise Donald Trump, if he had the good of the Republican Party in mind, to do this. He is walking this path by himself, and that is rarely a smart thing to do, politically speaking. All right. Holy moly. If you have not subscribed to me, I really hope you do. I'm trying to provide thoughtful analysis, calling balls and strikes, no matter what uniform the batter at the plate is wearing every single day. I hope you can support that. All right, everybody. Take care.